Hey everybody, welcome to Skill Check. I'm your host today, Garrett, and I'm joined with the one, the only, the Colin. We're gonna be going over basically what's the difference between casual 40k and competitive 40k, how to get into it, what all you need to do, and what really is the difference between the two. So for me, the difference is basically competitive 40k. You're showing up to events, you're going to like RTTs, GTs, and you're basically just like playing to win. You're bringing like a competent list. You can bring basically any list. GTs are all about having fun. Everybody's still there to have fun at the end of the day. It is still a game. But you like want to be a little bit more meticulous about it. You want to be a little bit more precise. You want to play well. Another thing about getting into competitive play, you also want to have a fully painted army because that impacts your total amount of points you get for an event slash not points for an event that you get, but the points you get during the event. What about you, Colin? What's your insight into competitive play?
Yeah, so I'm a TO of a local RTT. I think I mentioned it in the past before. Um, the one thing that people will need to realize is that this is still a game at heart. I mean, we are all here to have fun, play what you want. Now with the tournament scene, you'll see a lot of players that are playing for what's called ITC points, which are essentially just the way that you.
It's a made up system basically of numbers that are an algorithm source basically for how well you did an event. Like factors go into like size of event, when you lost during the event and stuff like that. And it kind of just gives you a total of your best six events. It's
Yeah,
just a circuit. It's just like a circuit, just like racing and stuff has
yeah.
this as well.
It's really cool. But yeah, at the end of the day, it is a game. We're all here to have fun. But with going to RTTs and GTs and these competitive events, there's a different expectation. Everyone's expected to play to win. Um, you're there's still some ground rules. You don't want to gotcha somebody and have them feel bad after the game, but there is just a level of expectation that you need to know. So, competitive, you're expected to know the basic rules, how your units function
I think I agree with that for the
of
most
your
part.
opponent's army.
Sorry, what was that last
Yeah.
part?
I said, and you're expected to know a general idea of your opponent's army.
See,
So,
I don't think I necessarily agree with that. I think when you come up to RTT or even a GT for the first time, uh, it does like you can come for any reason. To play competitively, sure, you do want to. If you're going into it with a competitive mindset, you want to know these things. But I think if you're showing up to an RTT, as long as you know your army rules, I think that's the barrier to entry. You don't need to know your opponent's armies because 40k is such a complex game and it's almost impossible. Um,
that's why I said basic
yeah,
army
yeah,
rules. Like you should know that the Marine player has a 3 up armor save pretty much across the board. You should know that.
I wouldn't even go that far, honestly. A lot. This is a discussion topic. We're gonna be going over
Yeah,
how we feel about it. I think tournaments are for everybody. I think that if you want to show up, if you want to just show up and have fun and play games and like learn stuff, I think RTTs and GTs are great for this. I think it's totally fine to learn from them because that's what they are. They're all learning at the end of the day. We're not all like tournament winners here, that just like constantly win events. Um, so like yeah, I think that's the one of the best ways to improve and why I go to so many RTTs and GTs because I don't know everything in the game. I want to see it. I need to see it in person, interact. That's where I learn best. So I learn a ton from just playing people and seeing what they do and what they come up with and how these things play. But I really do encourage I think everybody to at least get your own army rules down, pat, like get that to a very solid state where you know your stats off the top of your head. And then it makes the game so much easier for you and your opponent to learn at events. But I think that's the barrier to entry for me is just knowing your own army rules. I wouldn't even say you need to be painted to go in events if you just want to go to learn.
yeah. I mean, I guess it just depends on what kind of player that you want to be. If you're just getting into the tournament scene, by all means, don't take what I have to say about know your army, your opponent's army. You don't have to. That is definitely not the case. However, just know going into it that you are going to be going up against those players that have been at tournaments before, and don't be afraid to say that I'm new. People, I know myself as well as Garrett, as well as all of our friends that are frequent at our tournaments. They all love talking to new players and helping people enjoy the hobby as much as we do. So,
Yeah. Um, yeah, I absolutely love teaching people the game and like getting new people into it and stuff. And I love it even more when people really want to explore competitive more. I've been a top 200 ITC player for about 2 years now. Nothing crazy. Just play a lot basically. And sooner or later, blind squirrel finds a nut every once in a while, whatever. Um, but yeah, you just repetition and getting games in, I think makes you just a better player. And I will say, I genuinely think that if you want to get into competitive, you shouldn't feel this weird pressure that like, oh man, these people are so much better than me. I need to really sharpen up my rules. I'm too scared to play competitive. A lot of them are just there to have fun, just like you. The idea of winning, especially after round one when people have lost and stuff, those people aren't there to play the tournament to win the tournament anymore. They're there to have fun mostly and just enjoy the time playing the game that everybody there that loves. Everybody loves the game that they're there to play. So
yeah, just to provide a different perspective to it. I work a lot beside, 40K and the channel and that kind of stuff. So I don't have all the time in the world
I think you cut out there, but
game.
yeah,
So, oh,
you're back. You're good.
um, so um my RCTs that I host were pretty much a getaway for me to pretty much play my 3 games of Warhammer a month. So I definitely take a more casual approach to it all, but I still enjoy competitive 40K.
Yeah, and me on the other end of the spectrum, I go to about an RTT every other week, if not every week, if I can get if I can get multiple GTs in or something. So I play about 3 out of 5, 3 to 4 weekends out of the month if I can. Um, and I think that just getting into competitive is so much more scary than you think. It really is just that simple as signing up for BCP Best Coast pairing the app and looking for local tournament RTTs. I know there's a ton in our area that we don't even attend because there's just so many, but they have them happening all the time. I really, really suggest people really try to go to these things and really just be like, hey, I'm new. I really want to learn. I really want to get more games of 40K in and expand my horizons. But yeah, at the end of the day, I think competitive play isn't as scary as a lot of people make it out to be. I will say there's a lot of tight gameplay, and some of the losses can feel absolutely devastating against some of the top armies. Like if you were going up against Eldar or something, it'd be absolutely miserable if you were a new player. But you all got to learn somewhere, and not every list can be good. You got to really work out and kind of do the more meta chasey stuff if you want to get better at the game. But I don't think that's the only way to do it. I think there is ways that you can learn and you'll just develop into being a better player.
Yeah, for sure. I agree.
But yeah. Well, thank you all for joining us on this. We were just doing a short little topic about what we think about competitive play and how to really get into it, and our insights into what we expect in competitive play. I hope you guys learned something, and we'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.